So here's an interesting question that I had not seen before. How much of the cost for nuclear energy comes from the fuel? Well, it's actually around a fifth, but it's given by something called a separative work unit, which is not a trivial calculation. It's an equation that we refer to as a SWOO. But the higher the enrichment, the more you will pay. What's perhaps more interesting is how this folds into what we call the levelized cost of electricity. And this tells you how much energy you get for a certain amount of total lifetime cost. And why that becomes interesting is in terms of the capacity factor. Right now, nuclear has the highest capacity factor of all the energy sources that are out there. It's a big claim, but it's true. So why do we care of having this high capacity factor? Well, right now, you don't get 24/7 electricity from wind and solar. And in order to provide that, generally what's used is natural gas to supply the extra energy. And the reason it's not nuclear, even though nuclear is greenhouse gas free, is because of fracking. Once fracking hit, nuclear was no longer the cheapest option to do these kinds of things. Fracking became the king of energy in terms of making natural gas. And so although nuclear used to be extremely attractive in terms of its cost, fracking took that out so that when wind and solar is installed, that extra capacity that you need is generally going to be natural gas if it's a new install. And the reason why nuclear allows this high capacity factor is that you can load a new core and just let it run for up to 2 years. Whereas if you've got any fossil fuel or even hydro, the maintenance that's going to be required is going to make that capacity factor substantially lower than what you have for nuclear. So in order to get a certain amount of energy from a fossil plant, you would require 2 fossil plants for 1 nuclear plant for the same amount of energy, of installed energy, say a gigawatt or whatever. And so the argument for using nuclear is just overwhelming if we want to convert over to a greenhouse gas-free energy economy. And it does require that we have to make that choice and overcome our radiophobia that says we need to do away with nuclear. Nuclear is evil and bad, and we need to find a different way. Well, that'd be nice if we found a different way, but right now we don't have that. Right now, we're using natural gas. So something to think about, and I hope that helps. Keep the questions coming. I'm happy to serve. Thanks. Bye.